Scott, I hate it when you blitz me like that.
I got nothing.
Yeah.
I got nothing. I'm trying right now. I got my crappy camera because, as we were discussing beforehand, I forgot to plug in my computer last time. I always love I have to explain to people, guys, you do realize that to do the really nice webcam that makes me look halfway decent, I have to unplug my computer because a MacBook only comes with like 2 of these ports.
Yeah, you got the 2-porter, huh?
I got the 2-porter,
Yeah.
and the webcam specifically says not to plug into one of those I've got one of those I don't know but a hub, that's got a USB hub that I can plug like multiple USB devices into, but
Yeah.
specifically says for this webcam not to use that because it would,
What?
degrade the signal, which means I unplug my computer every time.
Mm.
And when Dave and I decide to talk into the wee hours of the morning after one of these streams, and Scott's so damn tired and has to be up in 3 hours that he forgot to plug his computer back in.
Yeah, it happens. It's okay.
It does happen. And I was trying to share the tweet of the stream on X, and
it's one of those nights, man. I mean, my stream
crapped out on you.
Crapped out. I don't know what was going on with it. So yeah, it's just one of those, but it happens. I recorded something and I'll be posting it tomorrow.
I've been up since 1:55 this morning, and I've had that song from How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying stuck in my head of it's been a long day.
Yep, sounds like like my week already. Jeez, but actually, yeah, first 2 days of work were a big pain in the ass, but luckily today was actually pretty good. But anyways, guys, not for you. Not for you.
Not for me. No.
Yeah, even though I did work overtime today. I did work overtime. So yeah, I guess but it wasn't hard work. The other 2 days were just like mind numbing, especially Monday. You never want to start a Monday like that. God damn it, should be illegal. Anyways, welcome to DC Fan-imated stream, guys. Our work grievances stream.
Because you're playing mind games with us. What can I say?
Oh, there you go. Look what he did. Hey,
segue.
Yes, we were talking about mind games, which last week we had. I think both of us knew fuck all what this was, but then because I hadn't watched it until I started playing it, and then I searched it, as the opening, because just like I love our version of the opening, I still watch the opening of Batman Beyond. So I typed in to get the picture, the image for the thumbnail. And as soon as I started seeing other images, I was like, oh, yeah, that little girl. Yeah. And I was
we're going to talk about the little girl because that was that creepy ass design for that little girl.
Totally. Like Wednesday Addams.
I said
yes. Without the braids.
It was totally Wednesday Addams, or as a sort of jump forward when we get to Justice League Unlimited.
Oh yeah,
she kind of looks like Ace from that original iteration of the Royal Flush Gang. Original, if
the original, when we actually go back
in time, exactly.
I think I know what you're talking about, but yeah, I started going, oh yeah, I do remember this one, and then as it was going along, I was like, oh yeah, started doing like the whole, oh yeah. So I don't know if you did that.
I story not so much, but there were like the fat balding guy, Edgar. I remember his character design, especially
creepy design.
Oh, creepy design. But also like from where the thumbnail comes from, that the image of him like cross-legged floating in the middle of the air, doing all like, I didn't remember exactly how the fight went, but I remembered that image of him because it's so that is such an anime looking like fight. Like that's
it does.
That's something that they would do in like an authentic Japanese anime. So it was.
That's good. Yeah, it's like it's it kind of well, we'll get to that part.
We'll get to that part.
Yeah, we'll get to that part.
Spoiler, my favorite part of the episode.
Yeah, it's a good part. It's a good part. This was an interesting one because it has to do obviously with the mind. So, but yeah, we first we open up this episode when we, there's of course a fucking storm, a thunderstorm that's happening in Gotham.
Which is interesting because I think we've talked about this once or twice before, but like it was kind of like when it snowed in Meltdown. It's like Neo Gotham never has weather.
Yeah, it's always pretty clear.
Yeah.
It's always like it seems like it seems like in the future the weather is pretty nice in Gotham. But first they have to create a mood for the episode. So
Yeah.
immediately for this one, since it's going to have to do with like trippy mind shit and mind powers and stuff, that they had to for some reason make it, it's dark and stormy and everything. And then we see this, it looks like it's just a family flying in their car.
Yeah.
But something seems a little off, of course. And then Terry, in the Batmobile, patrolling. He's also studying, so good for him for multitasking.
By the way, okay, I cocked my eyebrow, because he's listing the United States presidents,
Oh yeah.
So he's like Ford, Carter, Reagan, Bush, Clinton,
and then he stops.
And he stops. And then Max was like, Clinton was the fun one. This is the boring one. And I stopped and I went, wait a minute. They couldn't have been making a joke about W based on when this. So I went and checked. I actually did a deep dive, man.
Yeah. When did Bush get nominated?
Bush was not. Okay. That was my point.
Yeah.
Bush was nominated on Super Tuesday, which was in March of 2000.
Oh, wow.
This episode aired December 4th, 1999.
Yeah, okay, a year before.
Yeah. A year before, and if you consider writing and production, so they stopped after Clinton because literally when this episode was being made, they don't know who the next one is.
Yeah, so they were pretty crafty on how they did that, to be honest. But it's funny because, man, God damn, I still remember in my history class, we basically kind of my teacher decided we should study this whole, because I remember how close it was between him and Gore.
Oh yeah.
And then it was down to Florida, which is so funny. Because nowadays it's not down to Florida. Florida is pretty Republican now. It's red. It's full on red now. But it's just funny because the way that politics is in our faces all the time now. I mean, back then it wasn't, unless you had a teacher that was trying to teach you about it. God damn it, I miss those days. My God. And also, hey, saying hi to, of course, Eric, who's in the chat, of course. Good to see you. And then we got, I love this. I was patient and now I'm rewarded with the wrong stream. Sorry, Game City. Okay. You can still listen to us.
Not the wrong stream. This is the right stream.
It's the right stream at the right time. It's just, Anyways.
Wrong place. It's the face so lovely. It's the wrong face. It's not her face. But such a lovely face. It's a Frank Sinatra song.
Okay. I know.
It's a standard. It's called It's All Right With Me. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right with me. Sorry.
Here we go. There's our tangent of Scott singing.
I know. I mean, it's. I've been in the mood today. Nice. But yeah, just as a bit of trivia, it was actually on his last studio album.
Nice.
Called LA Is My Lady, which was produced by Quincy Jones, rest in peace, because he just passed away a few months ago. But yeah, that was it wasn't his last album, but it was his last studio album, and that is the song. I think it's the last song on the album. And it's a great rendition of that song. So sorry.
No, it's okay. I like it. You have a good Sinatra voice.
Yeah, it's my karaoke. It's my karaoke go-to.
That's your go-to?
Well, not that one, but
but
Sinatra, Dean Martin, Bobby Darin, those, give me a karaoke bar. That's what you're going to be hearing. So nice,
cool. I'm not sure what would you hear from me? Jeez, I don't know. I can't remember.
Silence.
I once sang Backstreet Boys with a bunch of friends. That was fun.
That would be
we lost a bet.
hilarious, and I would want to see that.
Oh yeah, we lost a bet. I don't know what happened. We're at some karaoke bar. We lost a bet, and to the ladies that were with us, and they told us, "You got to go up sing Backstreet Boys," and we did. I leaned into it. I said, "Fuck it." I was half drunk, so
That doesn't surprise me one bit.
Mm-hmm. Good times. Haven't karaoke in fucking forever. Anyways, but yeah, so we have that, which, like I said, he's multitasking, but obviously, like, the storm's happening. So I mean, that's the thing. It's like you have the city, you have flying cars, more susceptible to getting struck by lightning.
Yeah, which is kind of funny because we just had a storm roll through. So it was,
Nice.
we're having dinner, and like the lightning, like, pow, and then the power went out, and it was just like, yeah.
But it's funny because, I remember, what do they always say? I remember being a kid, and I was like, what if we get struck by lightning in the car? It's like, oh, it's okay. We got the rubber tires on the ground. We're good. You don't have that if you have a flying vehicle.
No. That doesn't. That actually screws you over more so.
Yeah,
so.
I'm like, well, there's probably. I mean, I'm just gonna assume there's some other kind of technology that maybe helps. But then again, look what happens here. Shit goes. Gets struck by lightning and starts.
But Batman intervenes.
Of course, he intervenes, as he does, and captures their car, and safely drops them to the ground, and then gets out of there. And then automatically it doesn't look right. It doesn't look like because at first you're going, oh, it's just the family, whatever, and then it's like, well, yeah, maybe she could pass for her mom, maybe, but not him as her dad. He's not
that dude, which is really funny. Because I realized by the end of the episode they never said his name. So
no, they really don't.
Well, and then it was funny because I paid attention to the credits.
Oh, yeah?
And you know what he's credited as?
As who?
The Invulnerable Man.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I don't remember them saying his name.
Which they didn't.
Yeah, that's funny.
And confirmed. He never gets named in this episode.
Yeah, that's crazy. And was there any voices?
There were a couple of voices. No, I didn't recognize them at all. So this
because the woman sounded familiar. The girl didn't sound familiar. She just sounded like,
funny because the girl's the one I knew.
Well, okay. Well, who was he? She.
So creepy girl, the Tamara was Mara Wilson.
Mara Wilson. Who is that again? That sounds familiar.
The little girl from Mrs. Doubtfire and
Matilda. Oh, yeah.
And the remake of Miracle on 34th Street.
Yes. That was so funny. She was like that girl in that little span between, like, in the early 90s.
Yeah.
She was like, oh, look at it's the cute girl. She's like, and then she just disappeared.
Well, like I think also when she was filming Matilda, her mom got sick, and I think she died.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, which was interesting because what I didn't know is that Matilda was directed by Danny DeVito.
Oh yeah, I think I remember hearing about that.
So Danny DeVito really sort of was a support for Mara during that movie. Like I said, I know her mom got sick. I'm fuzzy on whether her mom actually died during the making of that movie, but I think that was a sort of a tipping point for her. So yeah. Now the other voice. So you were saying that Bombshell was sounding familiar.
Bombshell.
Okay, yeah. Bombshell is voiced by Kate Jackson.
Kate Jackson, yeah, that's Scarecrow and Mrs. King, one of the Charlie's Angels.
Yes, she's Charlie's Angels. Yes, you got it, man. You got it.
Kate Jackson. Oh yeah, I know Kate Jackson just because my mom loved that show, Scarecrow and Mrs. King, Miss King, whatever the hell it is. And then I remember, she was also one of the Angels. She was kind of like she obviously, I mean, they're all hot, but she was like the more reserved, like not so, because you had.
Because she was the brunette.
Yeah, she was a brunette. She's still hot, but but it wasn't like who was the other one that was really hot? I can't remember her name.
Was Farrah Fawcett one of
Farrah Fawcett? Yeah,
yeah,
that's what I was saying. Yeah, so it was like, But she was like the more, because I remember she always wore pants. Like she wore pants all the time. She always had the pants. Just random shit. Yeah, she wore pants. That's good. You should wear pants. I'm just saying, like she just didn't.
Well, you know
show
what they
a lot
say:
of-
no shirt, no shoes, no service. They never say anything about pants. You
Yeah,
know?
exactly. Anyways, Kate Jackson. Okay, I knew that. I knew her voice sounded familiar. I knew it. I was like, I know that voice, and I was hoping I was going to have one of those moments where, like, some couple other times where I've had those moments where I got to the very end, and all of a sudden my
like,
brain went, there it is, and didn't happen with Kate Jackson. Damn it! It's all right. It'd be so awesome if Mama Film Junkie was in the chat right now. She'd be like, "Oh my god," you know. So, anyways, love you, Mom. So yeah, you know something's off. I mean, obviously, there's like, yeah, it's fine. We'll take it from here. We're good. They walk off, and then of course the little girl like looks back at Batman, and yeah, you're like, oh boy.
she's got that weird, like, without saying it yet, she's got that help me,
Yes.
kind of look. Like, I don't
Mhm.
want to be here.
And he spots that too. So, and then of course we get to Terry in class, of course, taking the test that he was studying for with Max, multitask. And then I love how right before they take the test, so who's the boring one again? He tries to get that right at the end, of course. Too late. And then of course she shows up just floating right in, and he's like, "What the hell?" Of course, nobody else
creeped me out.
Yeah.
That was so.
I don't want to go. I don't want to go. Yeah.
Help me! I don't want to
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
And the message just keeps repeating over and over again, which was that's what kind of made it creepy. Was that like she'd appear, she'd disappear, she'd reappear, and I like how Terry, when the scene's over, and then we cut to the Batcave, he's talking to Bruce, and I like how it was like a broken disc, instead of a broken.
Yes.
He's not gonna say a broken record.
Broken record. Yeah. Because and then he's trying to explain it to her, and then lo and behold, and I love the fact that when she shows up in the Batcave, Ace senses her. So I was like, that's cool because dogs sense
stuff.
Shit. I mean, god damn it! I don't know how many times have you had like a dog just stare at the corner of the room and kind of go, ugh, and you're like, oh, what the hell do you see? That's why I like that
Good Boy movie.
Oh God, I'm gonna go see it, but the whole time I'm gonna be like, I swear to God,
kill the dog.
Yeah, I don't think they'll kill the dog, but the dog is even in the. I don't know. Did you see the trailer?
No. That's one of that's one of those. Nope.
Yeah,
nope. That's one of those movies for me.
The trailer has dog cries and dog yelps and stuff like that. You're like, fuck, this movie's just gonna. Oh, good Lord. But so I just like that Ace was like.
I also, something else. I appreciate the fact that Bruce wasn't skeptical or dismissive. He was just like,
talk to her.
Yeah, it was like, where's she here? Bruce is like on board with this. Now, of course, that makes more sense after what we saw in season 3 of Batman the Animated Series. I mean, when you got freaking Etrigan and Clarion the Witch Boy, I don't.
Bruce has got an open mind.
Yeah, he did, and which was, once again, we've discussed this, how in the comics, him being kind of agnostic is just kind of like, he's so like, Bruce, how much shit have you seen in your life that you don't believe things?
Yeah.
But I like how in the series, once they did the post Superman season, and now we've got metahumans, and now we have real magic, and still to this day, it's like, go watch that Zatanna episode where she's just a David Copperfield knockoff. Yeah. And then go to the episode with Etrigan and Clarion, and you're like, we went from it's all illusion to, oh, no, demons from hell.
Yeah. Yep, it's all real. Watch out, everybody. But so then of course Terry gets basically kind of not really transported, but his mind gets projected into where she is staying. And so he's kind of like looking around, and
it's like it's like she's created a virtual reality
for
him with
she sent his mind like over. Yeah.
Okay, now there's a question. Did you think? I didn't think about it as sending his mind there. I thought more like she was projecting it to him.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's
I mean, splitting hairs, but like,
yeah. I mean, it's almost like one or the other doesn't. Yeah, but yeah, you're probably more like projecting it into his brain
yeah,
because if only she could see her image, and then of course they call it calling. Are you calling again? So yeah, that makes more sense because she's reaching out to him. So if she's projecting her own image, she's probably projecting the entire
so she's
the
reaching
entire
out to touch
environment.
someone.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Sorry,
Uh,
folks. That's an old reference back when we used to have like, you know, phones on the wall.
yeah.
Sorry, God,
I know.
those are
Yeah.
was that
When we used to have
AT&T?
hard lines, I mean, people still have hard lines, but not many.
Do they? Do
Yeah.
they?
I haven't had a hard line and since I moved out of my mom's house.
I still remember when my parents finally dropped their hard line,
Yeah.
and it was
My
so
mom still
weird.
has hers.
See, no, my parents got rid of theirs. Yet, of course, is that one of the phone numbers that's always going to be stuck in my head, even though it doesn't even exist anymore? You better
Yeah.
believe it.
Yeah. It's funny. When I'll be at my mom's and the phone will just randomly ring and she never answers it because she goes, yeah, it's either just nothing or somebody trying to sell something. I'm like, why do you even have that? Well, it came with the bundle. All right. Yeah, fine.
Okay, Mom.
Yeah, I get it.
Sure.
I get it.
Okay, Janice. Great.
But yeah, so then of course, he's looking around, he sees the dad, the guy, what do they call him?
The invulnerable man.
The invulnerable man. And so then of course Terry tries to step in front of him and then he's just passes right through him and then
because it's just a projection.
He's
not
just
there.
projection, and then of course he's back at the Bat Cave and then Bruce is like, hey, like what'd you see? And then he said that he saw some pillows with some initials on them.
Some pillows.
Was it the pillows or was it towels?
No, I was making fun of the way you said it.
Pillows, yeah, no, pillows. Sorry.
If I can't make fun of the way you say things, Dave, what am I even doing here?
Sometimes I talk fast, Jeez,
Yeah.
I hate it when you blitz me, Scott.
I do blitz you. I am like a freaking defensive line, and I am coming right at you.
Yes. No, yeah. So you see some pillows, and they have some initials on it, which is what, Gotham City Towers or whatever.
Gotham Palace Tower.
Palace. Yeah, it was GPT.
GPT. Yeah.
GPT.
I don't know. I had to.
I just realized that right now.
I know,
GPT?
right?
Whoa, that's pretty creepy.
Well, he was quite a Chad. What can I say?
Yeah. So then you go, and then of course Bruce, even though he's old, his mind's still sharp. He was like, yeah, he knew exactly where it was. So then we get Terry and Max showing up on to basically like just eat dinner there, fancy, all stuff like that. And it's kind of funny because we get a little flirtation sorta between Max and
yeah, and I liked it because it wasn't flirty like in an actual way. It was more just like two friends ribbing each other.
Yeah.
Because
she's wearing a dress.
She's hot.
I mean, yeah. Max she takes care of herself. I mean, we see that later on in the episode. She definitely takes care of herself for face. But yeah, it's like one of those, like this is somebody you've been friends with probably for a while. You grew up together, and then
grow up, but we've at least established
that
when she pops up in Splicers, they already knew each other. So like, this friendship had existed before she becomes, part of the Beyond Bat family.
Yeah. And thank you, Get Swifty 40. You just became a member of the channel. Appreciate it. Hey, love that. All right. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. And welcome aboard. And hopefully you enjoy. Go back. We have a backlog. You haven't caught up.
4 years of backlog.
Yeah, we have a total playlist that you can just go through right there and everything, Mr. Swifty. Anyway, so yeah, so it's like one of those, like, hey, I've never seen you in a dress. You look good. It's not flirty. Flirty was a bad word. Like, it's not.
No. I think flirty. I think flirty was an okay word, but there's flirty. But I have female friends who I can be silly
Yeah,
and flirty with, but I'm not actually like making a move on them or anything. But
yeah,
but I also like how she's just like, oh, I'm just here for the dinner. Like, boss man's
yeah.
paying for this, right?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, yeah, if they're at this fancy, it's all fun. It's Bruce is just like, I got you. Yeah, go. Don't worry. It's all paid for. You're good. Order the most expensive thing. I will reach into my pocket and find change that will pay for it. Credits, I should say. But yeah. So, and then of course, this is where we see Bombshell come down,
Yes.
and then we see her walk up to the creepy, what's his name, Edgar.
Edgar. Right.
Yeah,
And once again, if you could pick a creepy, forgiveness for any Edgars out there, but I mean, I think Edgar Allan Poe kind of ruined it for all of you.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's true. Edgar, yeah. Or yeah.
Edgar. He was wearing an Edgar suit. He was wearing.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. I was just thinking Men in Black. I was like Edgar. I was like trying to think of another Edgar. I'm like Men in Black, and then I was also thinking because I have the Mariners game on. Edgar Martinez, he's a Hall of Famer baseball player that was on the Mariners too. So I was like thinking him, but I was like, no one's gonna get that. I was trying to think of another Edgar, and there you go. You fucking read my. Get out of my mind. Mind games. Yeah, exactly. Jesus Christ, Scott, you're blitzing me. But yeah, so then we see her walk up to him, and then they walk out together, and it was like, all right. And he just walks away, goes, save me some dessert,
Well, because he also, what I think was cool was that he pulls out one of those like,
oh yeah, the little
microphone things where he's listening to the conversation, and because it's an extension of what we always love about the suit, which is the mics and the fingers.
Yeah. And it's not even noticeable. It's just like, but you got to make it, because it'd be terrible if it had, because we have those devices, but you have to like wear headphones and and like have a big dish around the thing. I mean, you see it like in football games where they have like, because they want to get all the sound from the games, like when they do like, documentaries or footage or whatever the hell. And they hold that thing up, and just to get it, you have to have like a big dish around the microphone. I'm like, man, when is that technology going to get better? Because it's like every season I just go, yeah, there's the guy with the big dish that's trying to capture all the audio from the field. But and then he gets into the bat suit and goes after
because he hears her asking about messages, so he
Uh-huh.
gets a room number based on her asking for messages.
Yes, and then goes up to the room, and it's funny too because like when he goes up to the room, and this was kind of creepy and cool as well because he's looking around, he finds a doll on the ground, and then we see behind him Mr. Inferior. What is it?
Invulnerable.
Invulnerable. I'm not going to get his name right this whole time. That's what makes
it took you like 3 years to get standards and practices. So you know what?
Exactly. So I'm not Mr. Inferior. Hey, no, that doesn't work. Totally different word. So yeah, we see him like creep up behind him, but then it was like when he's looking at the doll, all of a sudden like her face shows up on it. They know. It's like, whoa, so creepy. But and then he gets freaking just knocked down, and man, this guy. I mean, they have a fight. They have a brawl in this goddamn room.
I was like spending the whole time going, okay, is he a metahuman?
Yeah.
It's like, what's going on?
So that's the thing. That's the thing about him, because we find out that it's just him, because they fight, and like I said, there's nothing much to it, but just brawl. Terry's almost getting his ass handed to him, and then he knocks him out the window. He goes into a
head
first into the ground, smashes into the ground, and then gets up and walks away. And it's like, so basically he's just, because his mind's so powerful, he just doesn't feel pain. And
but that doesn't make any sense because his body
exactly. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, no cuts, no blood, no broken bones. Like, is his mind super powerful where he just, that's what didn't make sense, right?
Yeah, that was the problem with Bruce's explanation.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I didn't watch it because I wasn't interested, but it's kind of like that movie Novocaine, where it's like, you don't feel the pain, but your body is still taking the beating. Like,
I still have to watch that movie. Yeah.
and that concept's been done before where it's like, yeah, you don't feel the pain, but that doesn't mean that you're not destroying your body the entire time. Like, pain is our way of going, stop.
Yeah. It's our brain saying, no, no,
No,
no.
no.
But yeah, he should have died. Yeah.
So my head canon to make it work is it's more than just that his mind is controlling his body to shut off the pain. It's got to be more like his mind is also like like there's got to be some sort of like kinetic force. It's kind of like that old John Byrne explanation about Superman. Like he's actually projecting like the rate. He's basically projecting like a mini force field around his body, which was John Byrne's explanation for why why Superman's suit never gets like totally trashed.
Yeah,
The
if
only
he's
thing that
getting shot up by bullets, it's just bouncing off the suit, and everybody kind of just goes, "Didn't his mom make that?" I mean,
the
it's like,
explanation was always that he was projecting like some sort of like right on the level of his body, like a mini force field that would have been like the
that makes sense.
radiation. So when
Let's
Vulnerable
go with
Man
that.
is like you said, taking a header off of literally the 1000th floor of a skyscraper. It's like, I don't care if you can't feel pain. You're still a pancake when you hit the ground.
Yeah, they should have explained. Like, they should have Bruce go like, or Terry should have been like, yeah, but he fell from, and then maybe Bruce would have been like, well, maybe his brain just like projects some kind of blah 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 blah.
We have 21 minutes, and the whole point is they have brain powers.
Yeah,
go with it.
Go with that. It's a kid's show, so no, who cares? Kids are just gonna be like, okay. But then when they turn 40, they're going to be like, I don't know about that explanation.
Yeah, my knee says something different right now.
Yeah, right. So of course, we get that explanation, and well, we don't get that. Well, do we get that? Let's see, where are we at here?
Well, we get the explanation.
Yes, we do.
It comes right after, because Terry's talking to Bruce, and it's like, what the hell, man?
Yeah.
Because Bruce has been doing his research, and that's when he finds out about the brain trust.
Yes. He's doing well. I mean, so let's see. Terry shows up because Terry shows up to the actual parents' house, and this is kind of creepy. Okay, that's right. We get to this scene right here. Obviously, we're back at the Batcave, and it's kind of a dark scene.
No, it's a really dark scene if you think about it. Yeah,
Terry is in the chair, and he's got a device strapped to his head. So basically, Bruce is feeding his brain missing children, and he goes like, "Don't blink." And once the computer matches the face to what Terry knows in his brain, we find the girl.
But basically, the idea of the technology, which is a cool idea, I think it's and I think it's done, is that the brain is going to, even if it sees the right child for a split second, the brain's going to fire and go, that
send
one.
A signal to the computer to be like, match.
Right, exactly, yes.
But during that, you're seeing a bunch of kids, and then Terry's just like, God, I can't remember. I can't believe how many kids are missing. And then even Bruce is like, it's kind of dark. It's dark. Yeah. Kind of dark. I mean, they added a little dark in there. I'm like, but it's true, right? Sadly. So then, of course, they match, and then this is where Terry, he shows up to the actual parents' house, sneaks in, finds obviously we see a picture with their actual parents, and then of course the dad, of course, comes into the room and is like, with a baseball bat, as they do. So yeah, and then he talks to them, and the mom, and it's sad because they basically tell Terry that, oh yeah, there's like this whole school that's supposed to be for kids with special abilities, and it seemed like it was legit, but then they find out that it was all BS, and now they can't find their daughter. this is, it's dark, a little dark.
Well, because they think they're helping their daughter out because they have no money.
Yeah.
They have a daughter with special powers. They don't know how to deal with it. These people walk in, they show them this big fancy school, and they say, we can take care of your daughter. And then, but the problem is that the mom has second thoughts. Well, they didn't have second thoughts. It's just like, oh, you forgot your favorite toy. And then immediately turns around, tries to contact them. And then it's like,
was that toy supposed to be kind of like a Teletubby?
Teletubby. Okay, good.
Yeah. I was like, that's a Teletubby, right? But not really. Yeah.
Not really, but it was invoking in my mind.
I don't think they had the license for that, but they had it looked like a Teletubby. But yeah, so then we hear about the brain trust, and then of course Terry shows up to that school, and of course it's always the abandoned schools. So you have the wind blowing, the leaves blowing. It's always you have to have that ambiance when you show up to an abandoned school. It's got to be wind blowing, leaves everywhere.
Well, and then Terry's like, basically they only outfitted. It's a shell. And they only outfitted one floor.
Yeah.
So when you go and look at all the other floors,
it looks like a prison.
It's empty.
Yeah.
And he said, even when you look at the school room, the classrooms that they set up, the computers aren't even like functioning. Like it's literally just like empty shells. It's purely for looks. Like the point was never to actually interact with anything. It was just to walk by and look at it.
Yes, it was just like a front for this whole thing, and then this is where we get the battle with Edgar.
Oh, that is my favorite part of the episode. Like that.
Does it remind you a little bit of like Mysterio versus Spider-Man kind of shit?
It does. It definitely does. Absolutely.
Because I mean, obviously it's different, but not really because I mean. Edgar is just, of course, using his mind abilities. He's floating, doing that whole thing. He's got the creepy, like, red pupils. And, he's basically just sending Terry through, like all this kind of stuff where, like, Terry's like, yeah, And now Terry can't see shit, but just, like,
basically, like static.
Like, it's just a bunch of shit. There's lightning around him. There's, like, just swirls of shit. Like you said, it's very anime. But Terry has to use his abilities as, just what he's been taught to try to figure out where, and that's why it really reminded me of, especially when you think of like, obviously Mysterio is always, mind fucking Peter. And then it's like, and we saw that, I think that was like the best part of Far From Home is when.
Oh, no, without a doubt. Like,
without a doubt. Yeah. You have to get through a lot of, to get to those Mysterio parts where Peter has to use his like Spidey sense to just like go through all the bullshit to find where he actually is. And that's what Terry kind of does here. I mean, he shoots his batarangs, doesn't work, and it takes a little bit, but I mean, he does do a good job.
He has to. What's cool is that he realizes, okay, I can't trust what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
So he starts listening.
Yeah.
And that's the cool. And it's really subtle because they don't explain it to you. It's just, they literally show, they don't tell. They show Terry listening. They use the Foley to have Edgar make a sound, and then Terry reacts to it. And I love it because there's no exposition. There's no, I hear this. There's just watch the episode.
Yeah, because he tries to throw like a knife at him, like send a knife over to him. Terry hears it and just like uses like a coat hanger or something like that.
Yeah.
Coat rack. And then he just hits it right back at him, and it ends up like hitting Edgar's like stupid hair, and then he's like, oh boy. And then this is where Terry just starts freaking just going after him, and he succeeds. He gets him gets that coat hanger that he, gets broken in half. And I mean, he puts his neck. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Terry, good job. So he takes him out. And like I said, that is probably the best part.
I know. It was one of those that I wanted to go, I know Dave's not going to show us the clip because it's in the middle of the episode, but this should have been the clip for the episode.
Yeah, no, I probably should have pulled that one up. Yeah. But and then of course you have to have this moment because you had the moment of the missing children. So then when Terry gets home, and I love the music again, the fucking score, just like the score in the last one. I mean, even if the episode kind of you know,
we
something
had
about the
thoughts
score.
about last week's episode.
Yeah. But I like the score of the last episode because it reminded me of X-Files. The score in this one, I don't know what it really reminded me of, but it just had that because you get this scene of Terry getting home and he's walking down the hall and he sees his little brother sleeping, and you already know it's like, oh, this scene is there because of what Terry had to, missing girl, saw the missing children, and it's like it's him just going, shit, my brother could be missing. God damn it. And of course, that whole cliche thing of, oh, let me put his blanket over him and everything. And then, I don't know. It's just, they had to put that in there after that. They were really just trying to drill that, like, hey, sucks that this happens, right?
But you know
like,
what? That's such a Batman thing, though.
Yeah, it is. Oh, of course. Yeah.
Why? Because you go back to Bruce being 8 or 9, depending on
Yep.
canon, about losing his parents, and there's always been those great stories. Not Batman in his basement, not that one, but when Batman is trying to help kid, I mean, heaven help the criminal who messes with kids, because you about to get fucked.
And then of course Terry talks to Max about like, oh man, where is she? Like, she's not saying anything and blah blah blah. And Max like, maybe she's not in Gotham anymore. And of course Max has got one of those masks on because because high school students they need their skin. Well, I mean, I guess no matter what, you want to treat your skin. But and then he's got her toy, the Teletubby toy, and then eventually she's like, I can't talk loud, so she's got to whisper, and then she goes, you can't talk loud, because apparently they will hear it because they have those abilities. So it's kind of funny. It's like, all right, so you could whisper, cool, all right. And then he goes like, well, let me know where you're at, blah blah blah. And then she shows him like she's on a boat. She shows him a window, like a
porthole,
yeah. And then he looks out, sees the dock, and then sees a 7, and immediately knows, okay, I know exactly where you're at. So that was good. And so at least she could do that. She could project that to him, and then we get to. I always love this when, especially I think we've seen it numerous times throughout watching this. You always have like the fancy like person, whether it's a man or a woman, and they're eating, and then they're sipping their wine, assuming it's wine, and then they always take their little napkin and go just dab.
The
little dab of the fucking. They always have to do the dab of the lips. Like there's nothing there. It's not like you just went, and just like inhaled your food. But
right, it's not you, Dave. It's
yeah, exactly. I just no. I need a bib. No, but it's just they always have to do that.
Which is funny because you go back to when Max and Terry were at the fancy restaurant, and Terry does start to like touch the napkin.
See, that's that. I think it's just to show sophistication or something. It's like one of those kind of
the
things.
Same way that if you tuck your napkin like into your collar, like it's the cliche for the unsophisticated.
Exactly. See, there you go. It's a visual thing. And then of course she says, hey, you should eat because there's not many, and then of course we see the plate just get thrown against the wall because Tamara's not happy. And then of course this is where we get some exposition, a little exposition dump right here from Bombshell, kind of talking about the abilities and the what do they call it, the brain trust.
Yeah.
And so we kind of get like an exposition dump, which we needed a little bit more information, of course, to understand exactly what's going on. But so then of course Batman shows up and is obviously like Bombshell leaves her in that room, zaps like the lock so she can't get out, and then of course Batman kicks the door down and she's all happy, and then here's your little toy. I forgot what she calls it.
I didn't even pay attention to what she called it.
I didn't pay attention either, but I mean, so then this is where like we'll jump in right here, even though I probably should do the other But hey, it's funny because I love like what happens right at the beginning. Right?
Okay, I'm curious.
Well, it's just because of like when Terry like asks like what's her ability.
Come on.
Oh yeah. They call her Bombshell. Well,
Yeah.
that's not good.
I don't know, but they call her Bombshell.
Oh, that's encouraging.
Oh, that's encouraging.
Good old Miss Infallible.
I love how Terry just like goes, haymaker, 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 haymaker.
Yeah. And then she starts snapping her fingers.
I'm sorry, but this fight is so underwhelming after watching the Edgar fight.
Give her up, Batman. She doesn't belong to your kind.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
great. The animation is so flat and stiff compared to what they did.
Oh, misdirection! Watch out!
It was a trick. He doesn't have her.
We'll take care
He
of
doesn't
him.
have her. Oh, hi, Mark.
One down.
Zapped his clothes right up. Jeez.
That's what women do to you, right?
Impressed.
They just snap their fingers.
That would have taken
Yeah,
out
that's
small
hot.
infantry. Of course, there's nothing like a direct hit.
Whoa! See, I remember this part too. I was like, oh yeah, I remember this part where she makes the freaking Teletubby look all big and evil. Got her.
with the life preserver.
Yeah. And the box falls on her, and somehow her arm is free now.
Right. But yet that did not decapitate her because it fell like right on her head.
Nah, it fell. It popped the tube, and now, But now he's got a face good old shirtless right here. Now we got another brawl because he's impervious.
Yeah, well, that at least would make sense because at least he's leading with Terry and the suit was
That was a little anime-like. Use your powers, Tamara. Look at those veins.
I know that was very Akira-like to me.
Yeah. Zap his eyes. I mean, that's pretty effed up.
That is pretty. Well, and the funny part is that look at Terry's reaction to this. Terry even looks at her like, "What did you just do?"
Where are you?
Like, whoop.
Yeah, there's that look. Now this.
Yeah, look at how dark that is.
That is a cool image right there.
Yeah, that's a cool little like oh my god, he's just in darkness now. Is it permanent? She just zapped the fucking eyes, you think? Yeah. Or is it wear off?
And you know what? I don't know. And since we never see these characters again, who cares?
Yeah, we don't. Who cares, right?
Situation.
Then we get, of course, Max and Terry,
Pretty good.
and then
Tamara and her parents were put under protective
it's a
Not only did
nice
they end
little
up in a better
happy
place, but
ending.
they got doctors
Right,
to help her
but
with
once
her
again, it's just an exposition dump there at the end.
Yeah.
Like, let's wrap this up, folks.
And then look at her.
got a
Oh,
feeling
she's
she's doing just
waving
fine.
with her toy, still wearing the same clothes.
It's still kind of creepy as she like.
It is creepy because she's like just doing the same wave, like yeah. But
Come play with us, Danny.
oh god.
And ever and ever.
Oh, so there you go. That's Mind Games, guys. Not a strong episode, but not bad.
Hey, you know what? I was entertained after last week and Rats. I was just like, hey.
Yeah, Rats was pretty
that was a bar. That was
This one had some good things to it. It had a good fight in the middle and it had a happy ending, and it was a little creepy and it had some interesting, things to it. Bruce heavily involved.
And you know what? I was so happy, especially after our discussions last week. I was so glad that with Terry and Max going undercover at the hotel, that didn't become like more drama with Dana. Like Dana doesn't even show up in the episode. Dana doesn't know that they did that. So there's none of that. Oh, that's just a misunderstanding, kind of thing. Like I was really afraid because I didn't remember this episode very well, that we were going to get some Dana drama.
Yeah. Is this better? Like Pretty Fly for a Filipino guy? He's saying, hey guys, is this better than Underdweller? No,
Well, the Underdwellers wasn't a.
no. I would say Underdwellers. Whoa! Sorry.
I know you were watching the game. So what happened?
Whoa! Cal Raleigh. He just hit his 60th home run. Wow. Jesus Christ. He had 2 home runs in this game. 60th home run. Only in the American League, only Babe Ruth, Roger Maris, and I can never remember his first name. Aaron Judge. Aaron? I don't remember his name. But yeah, have only done it. He's the 4th one that 60th home run. Jesus Christ. Look at that. Congratulations to him. And then, of course, they're about to win the division tonight, too, which is cool. Anyway, sorry.
No,
Underdweller, I would say Underdweller is better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that, there was, that had Batman rescuing kids trapped in the sewer,
with Captain Hook.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
My children.
What do we got next week?
Okay.
Uh-oh.
So next week we're gonna watch Revenant.
Revenant?
Yeah.
Oh, why is it called Revenant? I was like, we're watching the movie?
I know that was
Revenant.
Yeah. Great movie. The fabulous movie. DiCaprio, good job. But no. And next week, yes, I will actually, because the episode is called Revenant, I'll do the thing that I do, which is I will teach Dave what the word Revenant actually means. Did you ever know what the word meant? Like why the movie's called that?
Not really.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I looked it up when I watched it and I forgot.
Yeah, I'll remind you next week what a revenant is, so that you'll understand why the episode next week is called that.
Well, it's like I don't even remember this episode. Even looking at it, something about a haunting of the school, and I'm like, okay. Do you remember this episode?
Like
I don't.
A whisper, but once again, a haunting, revenant, like those, like that goes together, like that. The meaning of the words, the meaning of the word.
All right, so that's what we'll be watching next week, guys. And thank you for spending some time with us. Thank you, guys, that were out in the chat. Thank you again, Mr. Swifties, for becoming a member and seeing some other people in here. Mr. Nathan Osborne, as well as Pretty Fly for a Filipino guy. Good to see you guys. We'll be watching that next week, so make sure you watch it and get back with us next week. Scott, go ahead and send this off.
Well, of course, you can follow me on X at Scott DC27, on Vero at Scott McClellan, and on Letterbox, Scott McClellan at Scott DC27. Family circumstances. I didn't get to see a Big Bold Beautiful Journey until Sunday, but my review is up. Spoiler alert, I really enjoyed it.
That's good.
It was interesting because we talked about how the 2 movies, because you were going to go see him and I was going to go see A Big Bold Beautiful Journey, and we both commented last week about how we were hearing very mixed reviews about the movies we were going to go see, and I did pay attention to the reviews that were negative on the movie, and it's just one of those things. It's one of those subjective things where it's like, yeah, not me. Like you see the problems they had, and it's like, yeah, I don't have those problems.
Yeah, and when it came to him, I liked it. I thought it was a little too much style when it came to the editing and stuff, but I totally get what they were. And then it was funny enough on the Vodka stream, when Ray showed up, he saw it, and he was the only one on the panel that saw it, that had seen it too. And when we kind of talked about it, and he brought up like certain things, I went, all right, I see what you're saying. I'm gonna have to watch it again, because it's just the way that it ended. I was kind of like, I don't know. But then when he explained, why he, certain things, I went, you know what? Yeah, you're making a good point. Like, it's not. I didn't think it was a terrible movie. I just thought it just got a little too crazy for me.
And that's what I've heard that. So the biggest complaint I've heard about A Big Bold Beautiful Journey is that it's boring. And I'm just like, okay, not me. I really enjoyed it. It was a really. I could also tell that there's a message in the movie that I I think would subvert some people's expectations of like a Hollywood love story movie, but it's a little bit more real than it's one of those that when you're 40 and you're watching this stuff and you see the message, you go, yeah, that's right, that tracks. And it's just different from, I guess what people quote unquote want from a love story. But I really enjoyed it. Nothing coming out this week for me. I'm not interested in one battle after another, so
It's getting a lot of good praise.
It is, but that's great, but still, I don't have any.
No Strangers 2, Chapter 2, whatever the hell.
No, none of that.
No, so I'm like, no.
I'm taking
a break.
I'm taking a break. I got the TV to catch up on.
Hey, Alien Earth, I got to catch up on.
Yeah, I need to. Because the finale for Terminalist Dark Wolf came out today. I still have to watch over half that show. Season 5 of Slow Horses started today. And I still need to watch the finale for Alien Earth.
Yeah. I still have to catch up on I don't know how many episodes. I just fell off for some reason.
Good. It's so good.
It was, I was enjoying it. It wasn't like I don't know. I just fell off, and I just haven't had a weekend where I felt like I just sit down and just catch up. I got to do that.
But I do want to share. I'm not sure if you saw my post on X, but my physical media for this week, I got my 4K release of Spawn.
Oh yeah, you did. Good old Spawn. Cape porn, the first full-on CGI cape porn. Right there.
I always was angry that the cape wasn't in the movie more. You know?
There's that awesome shot where he's just perched up on and then it's just flowing. Even though it's 90s CGI, it still looks cool as shit.
It does look cool as shit. I am really curious what the 4K what the 4K looks like on this puppy. And I won the lottery. I did get an Excalibur postcard in my Spawn because those postcards and those Arrow releases are just randomly placed in there. And Arrow just announced that their December release announcements are this Friday. And I am crossing my fingers that that Friday is when the pre-orders go up for this 4K Excalibur. Because
I've seen that on my feed too. Yeah, that was coming out. I have to watch
but we don't know when or anything. So because once a month, Arrow Films does a big, because they do US releases, they do UK releases, and they do US basically everywhere releases. And so we're all just
waiting.
So we're just waiting. Is this the one where they're going to announce Excalibur? Because whatever gets announced this Friday is the stuff that's going to ship in December. And I'm just I just got Spawn. I'm waiting on my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles trilogy box set. I'm waiting on my mask. Now I just need to order Excalibur.
Nice. Yeah. Well, I mean, the mask one, I was tempted to get that one, to be honest.
You should do it, man. You should.
Yeah, I probably should pull that. It was a cool little box. There's probably some goodies on there that we haven't seen. But anyways, all right. So hit that thumbs up. Do you have anything else? Sorry.
Oh no. Because I said, it's just basically I'm going to be watching some TV. So no movies for me. I am excited. I do want to make a public service announcement because I think it didn't get a lot of engagement on this tweet, but I wanted to let people know, if you're not familiar with the Japanese film Battle Royale.
I saw you tweet about that.
Lionsgate has done a 25th anniversary 4K restoration of the film. And Columbus Day weekend, there's 3 days only. It's like a Fathom event kind of setup where they're going to do a 7:30 at night showing for 3 nights. And that's the only way they're re-releasing this movie in theaters. It's going to be Japanese dialogue with English subtitles, but it's a brand new 4K restoration. And then there's going to be a new interview with the screenwriter who was the director's son. Nice. And this is the movie. This was Hunger Games before Hunger Games. So I'm hoping that because Lionsgate's putting it out, that movie has not been re-released physically in the United States in almost over a decade. So I'm hoping that Lionsgate, since they're doing this theatrical release, I hope that means that this new 4K restoration, Lionsgate has a physical media direct shop called Lionsgate Limited. And I'm hoping that this means that they'll be releasing like a 4K steelbook of Battle Royale after this theatrical release, because they've done it for Basic Instinct, Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2, Jackie Brown, Apocalypse Now.
If there's a movie you want to see in 4K, it's Basic Instinct. All right. For, reasons. Yeah. Anyways. All right. Yeah. So there you go, guys. Check out your physical media stuff. Look at Scott's page. He's on top of it every time. So check it out. And then, of course, hit that like, thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel, do all the things. Look forward to my review of one battle after another. I'm keeping my streak alive. I can't even remember the last time I skipped a Thursday, but I'm keeping that streak alive. So I'm going to go check it out. It's sad because my dad, and my dad's good. He had a little surgery yesterday, minor.
He's okay. Okay.
He's good. It was minor. It was minor, routine. So he just needed to get something. That guys had to get checked out and work through. So he's good. Don't worry. I got a message yesterday. He was perfectly fine. Went to breakfast with his wife. She sent me a picture. Totally good, but he's still sore, recovering. Can't come down and see the movie. He wanted to see that movie too. I was actually surprised. I'm like, you want to see that? So yeah, but yeah, I couldn't. So I'm gonna go solo this time. So look forward to my first reaction. And of course, we got the vodka stream and everything. All right, guys. See you next week for this, or see you on Friday, whenever I see you. And we will talk nerdy nonsense as we do. And, this episode with Mr. Imperial Man.
Now you're just fucking with me.
I was totally fucking with you. Invulnerable Man. Yeah, I got you. I just had to get that last one in. All right, guys. We love you. And we'll talk to you later.